October 4th, 2024, a date etched in the political landscape of Pakistan. D Chowk, the heart of Islamabad, pulsated with the energy of thousands of protesters. They were a sea of red and green, the colors of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf or PTI. Their chants echoed through the capital, a testament to the growing discontent. This wasn't just another protest, it was a direct challenge to the ruling government. All eyes were on Imran Khan, the charismatic leader of the PTI. He was a beacon of hope for his supporters, a symbol of defiance. But this one felt different. There was a sense of urgency in the air, a feeling that the very soul of Pakistan's democracy was at stake. The events of this day would have profound implications for the country's future. The government's response to the planned protest was palpable. Security measures were heightened to an unprecedented level, transforming the capital into a fortress. The message was clear: dissent would not be tolerated. Roads leading into Islamabad were blocked, effectively sealing off the city from the rest of the country. Shipping containers, repurposed as makeshift barricades, lined the streets, a stark reminder of the government's determination to maintain order at all costs. The heavy presence of security personnel, armed with riot gear and tear gas, added to the tense atmosphere. It was a show of force intended to intimidate and deter potential protesters. The government's justification for these extreme measures was the need to maintain law and order. They claimed to be acting in the best interests of the nation, preventing the protest from descending into chaos and violence. However, critics argued that the government's actions were a blatant attempt to suppress dissent and silence any opposition to their policies. The heightened security measures only served to further inflame tensions. Many saw it as a sign of weakness, a desperate attempt by the government to cling to power. The irony wasn't lost on the protesters. The very government that was supposed to protect their right to peaceful assembly was now actively trying to prevent it. Despite the government's efforts to restrict access to Islamabad, PTI supporters from all corners of Pakistan embarked on a journey to make their voices heard. They traveled by foot, by bus, and by car, united in their opposition to the proposed constitutional amendments. Their reasons for protesting were deeply personal and reflected the growing chasm between the government and the people it claimed to represent. At the heart of their grievances lay the belief that the amendments were an attempt to undermine the independence of the judiciary and consolidate the government's grip on power. They saw it as a direct assault on the principles of democracy and the rule of law. For them, this protest was about more than just politics. It was about safeguarding the future of their nation. The proposed amendments, according to legal experts, would give the government unprecedented control over the appointment and removal of judges. This, they argued, would effectively politicize the judiciary, making it subservient to the executive branch. The implications were chilling. A compromised judiciary could no longer be relied upon to uphold the rule of law or protect the rights of citizens. The protesters' fears were not unfounded. Pakistan had a long and troubled history with military coups and authoritarian rule. The judiciary, despite its flaws, had often served as a bulwark against tyranny, upholding the constitution and challenging abuses of power. The prospect of a pliant judiciary, beholden to the government, filled many with dread. Imran Khan, in the days leading up to the protest, had repeatedly called for a peaceful demonstration. He urged his supporters to refrain from any form of violence and to make their voices heard through the power of their collective presence. He understood the gravity of the situation and the risks involved. A descent into chaos would only serve to discredit their cause and play into the hands of the government. We must show the world that we are a nation that respects the law, even as we fight to protect it, Khan declared in a televised address. His words resonated deeply with his supporters, who viewed him not just as a political leader, but as a moral compass. They trusted his judgment and heeded his call for restraint. Khan's message of peaceful protest was a testament to his belief in the power of the people. He understood that true change could only come from within, from the collective will of the citizenry. He envisioned a Pakistan where dissent was not met with brute force, but with dialogue and respect for differing viewpoints. His call for peace, however, did not equate to a lack of resolve. Khan made it abundantly clear that his party would not back down from its demands. He vowed to continue fighting for the rights of the Pakistani people, even if it meant facing arrest or persecution. His unwavering commitment to his cause inspired his supporters and gave them hope in the face of adversity.